it is said that the number of functions performed by the district collectors have increased after independence, but it has not changed their functioning. Basically, this is against the criticism of the office of a district collector in India. So again, you start with the historical aspects. The office of district collector had come into existence during the British times. This office of district collector, it had come into existence during British times to perform regulatory functions. To perform regulatory functions like generation of revenue and maintenance of law and order. Generation of revenue and maintenance of law and order. After independence, what happened with the adoption of a welfare state? With the adoption of welfare state, the number of functions performed by them have increased. The number of functions performed by district collectors have increased. The number of functions performed by them have increased. What are the functions they are expected to perform now? What are the functions that are expected to be performed by the district collectors? They are expected to implement welfare schemes. Then bring about socio-economic change. Then after passage of 73rd and 74th amendments, they are expected to act as a friend, philosopher and guide to local self-governments. Next, with the emergence of new localism, they are also expected to perform staff related functions at the local level by ensuring coordination between various institutions involved in governance, like NGOs, civil society organizations, beneficiary groups, media and other organizations. But what do we say? What we say is that in spite of the changes that had taken place in the functions to be performed by the district collectors, what we say is that there is no change in their functioning. In spite of the changes that have taken place since independence, in terms of the functions performed by them, there is no change in their functioning. Why do we say that? There is no change in their functioning? Why? Because the colonial attitudes of bureaucracy have prevented them from understanding the essence of democratic administration. Colonial attitudes of bureaucracy have prevented them from understanding the essence of democratic administration. Democratic administration demands transparency, accountability and participation. Democratic administration demands transparency, accountability and participation. But colonial structures and attitudes have ensured that these structural reforms have ensured that the structural reforms remained ineffective. These structural reforms remained ineffective. That is what you write, and then you come to the conclusion. What should be done? What should be done? Sensitivity training should be given to bureaucracy. Sensitivity training should be given to bureaucracy so that they can understand the essence of democratic administration. Next,